In this video, I want to go over the only 3 things that you need to focus on if you're looking to scale your agency, whether this is by an extra 50, 100, 200,000 per month. And I also want to share the lessons that I've been learning and really simplify them from scaling our business from 0 at the start of this year with the goals of getting to around 1 to 2 million. And also what we've been learning from helping tons of agencies at this point, and most of them adding an extra 6-7 figures per year to the revenue by leveraging the things that I'm going to speak about in this video. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner, and we work with established marketing agencies. So this is agencies who have the systems already, the foundations, the case studies, all of this. And we simply just leverage these case studies and past results to help them book more meetings, sign more clients, and scale up the revenue, and on average increase by an extra 50 to 100,000 per month. And if you want more information on that, you can just check the link in the description. So the only 3 things that agencies need to focus on is booking sales calls, taking sales calls, and delivering great results. That is it. At the end of the day, if it doesn't fall, or if the task that you're doing doesn't fall into one of these components, into these buckets, then you're most likely doing something that isn't driving the business forward. So what I want to do is walk you through exactly how I'd recommend starting, implementing, and optimizing each one of these components, just so that you can start doing it today and start seeing results very quickly. So the first thing that we need to focus on is booking sales calls. Now, if you're not booking sales calls, there's only 2 reasons why. Either what you're offering isn't presented in a way that's appealing. So you might have a great service, you might be the best in the world at what you do, but if it's not presented in an appealing way, if people don't see it as something that's valuable, they just won't be interested, right? So that's the first thing. It's not being presented in the best way possible, or you just don't offer something that people want. But secondly, and this is the biggest issue, not enough people know you. Again, you could have the absolute best service in the world. If no one knows that you exist, or that your service exists, or that your business exists, then they can't sign up, they can't book a call, and they can't become a client. So if we can solve these 2 issues, and I'll share how we do it, but if we can solve these 2 issues, then booking meetings will become very, very easy. So even when I started out, I understood that I needed to offer something that people wanted. So at the beginning, I knew that people wanted bookings, they wanted appointments. So that is what I started in. I started reaching out to agencies, offering to book appointments for them, help them, sign more clients, generate revenue. And this went really well. I was able to book meetings extremely easily because it's so clear that people wanted it. So what I found is that in terms of the commonalities, in terms of the things that people want, at the end of the day, if you're helping businesses, they want revenue, right? They want money in. And if you can do, or if you can tie everything that you do towards getting money in, then people will always be interested and they'll always want to book meetings, right? So to give an example of what I've seen in terms of tying what you do to a revenue outcome, especially in niches where people say this can't really be done, is we had a web design client once, and their main sales message in the past was, hey, we'll make you a website, we'll increase your speed, we'll do all these, website tech stuff. But obviously they found it very difficult to generate interest. So what we did was, instead of talking about the websites that they create and the increase in speed that they'll get, we tied the increase in speed to the amount of more sales that they'll get. So they helped e-commerce brands. So we found that if we could double the speed of their page, the loading speed, all those things, that we could drastically increase the amount of sales or conversions that they'll get on their store. So using this data, instead of talking about the website optimization, the speed, in the outbound emails that we'd send to people, we would just mention, we'd increase it by the speed. But what we're seeing based on this data, if you have this many people coming to your site and we increase the speed by this much, you would generate on average, based on your average order value, an extra, 30,000 per month just by doing this small increase. So now they went from a service that was a commodity, a service that looked like everyone else, it was just websites. Now it's a revenue generating service. And if you can tie the revenue to the service, it's easy to sell it, and it's very easy to raise your prices too, because it directly impacts your client's bottom line. So that's how you turn what you do into something that's more appealing, into something that's wanted by the market. But now you actually need to get this offer in front of people, because if no one knows you, then it's pretty much pointless. So I have tons of videos on how to actually do outreach, so I'd recommend checking those out. But the basic way to do it is firstly to pick a platform, figure out where your ideal prospects are. If they're e-commerce brands, you can reach them by email. If they are chiropractors, you can cold call them. And really what you want to do is just mention your offer to them, right? It's that simple. You don't have to do some crazy outbound method. So all you need to do is say, hey John, we help chiropractors generate an extra 20 appointments every month using our Facebook advertising. Would you be open to some more information on how we can do the same for you? and they say yes, and then you get them onto a call. Now, obviously, there's a bit more to it than that, setting up everything, the accounts, optimization, things like that. Now, this is pretty much what we take care of for our clients. We pretty much do everything from building the offer, making it appealing, to actually booking the meetings that they just need to close the deal. So again, if you want more info, just check the description. So it's a lot to go over, but to summarize it for this video, we just want to make sure that it's appealing, it's what they want, and then building a system to actually get this offer in front of the right people. And if you can do that, you are 90% there, and you'll very easily be able to generate the attention and book the sales call. Then once you have bookings coming in, if you have at least 2 bookings coming in every single day, then you're in a pretty good spot, better than most agencies. And then what you want to do is just focus on selling, right? That is all you need to do. And the best framework that I've found for sales is, instead of trying to come in like, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff, instead of going that approach, which would not recommend, I would rather go in with a more of a diagnostic approach, right? Taking the frame of a doctor or someone helping you. And what you want to do is, from the beginning, set the frame as to how the call is going to go. So as soon as I come on, say hello, whatever, ask them how they are, but then go straight into the frame. So mentioning that on this call, all you want to do is ask them a few quick questions and help you understand, where they are, where they want to be, and if you can help them get there. And then if they're a good fit, you'll walk them through the offer, show them how it works. And once you set the frame like that, they understand that you're going to be asking the questions, they need to answer, and that you're going to be speaking 10% and they're going to be talking 9%. So what you do in this framework is that you'll create a ton of clarity as to where they are. You define this with a revenue metric. Let's say they're at 10K per month. They want to get to 200K per month. You can clearly define where they are, where they want to go, and what's stopping them from getting there. So with an e-com brand, for example, let's say they're at 100K per month. They want to get to 200K. The thing that's stopping them from getting there is making more sales. And the only thing stopping them from making more sales is having a way of getting in front of their ideal prospects. And you can do this with your advertising services. So what you're doing is you're creating the separation from where they are to where they want to be, and positioning you as the best solution to helping them get there. And if you can do that just by questioning, right? You're not even explaining to them, you're just asking clever questions and then just adding on to what they're saying. If you can do that, then sales will be extremely easy. And if your offer is good, closing clients will be inevitable. And then the final part of the 3 things that you need to do to scale an agency. So it's booking meetings, taking sales calls, and then delivering great results. That's it. So the final part is to deliver great results. And obviously this will vary depending on what you're doing. I can't give specific answers for every single person who's watching this video, but I'll share some things that I found to help across the board. And the first one is only helping one type of person, niching down and going as specific as you can. And the reason that we only help a specific type of person is that what we find is that if you're doing the same thing for the same person every single time, you can literally just copy and paste the same delivery mechanism, the same delivery systems to get the same outcome every single time. So what you get is so much predictability and so much of the ability to systemize what you're doing. And if you can do that, you don't need to hire many people, and you can keep your operations extremely simple because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. And if you could just document it and give it off to someone else, then they can do the delivery extremely easily, right? I remember Alex Hormozi's company, Gym Launch, they had many clients. So for every client that Alex Hormozi had when he was, helping his clients, he gave his clients, which were gyms, the exact same sales script, the exact same ad copy, the exact same ad images, and they just had to apply it for their own business, right? So he could just give them the same things to get them the same results every single time. So that's what you want to do for your company. So the second thing that I recommend is, when you're doing advertising or marketing for your client, you really want to understand who their ideal prospect is. And I would even go so far as to speak to their clients to figure out who is the ideal prospect, what do they actually want? Because if you can get this core information, because if you're going to be doing marketing and advertising, you need to understand who you're talking to. It's the most important part. So if you can speak directly to them, and this is what we do for our clients, if you speak directly to your clients' clients and figure out what they want, what they don't want, all their pain points, then you're going to have excellent results for whatever campaigns that you run, because you just understand them so deeply. And the thing is, your clients want you to do as much as you can to get the outcome. So most people think that by doing all these things, it's like getting in the client's way, and you don't want to do all of this. But if it's directly going to contribute to them getting great results, I would highly recommend you speak to your clients' clients and do the niche research before starting any sort of campaigns. And then finally, in terms of delivering great results, it's always great to have a clear metric as to what you're looking to achieve for your clients. So for us, we have the objective of adding an extra 50,000 minimum per month for our marketing agency clients. And this is really the North Star for every single decision that we make with our partners, just to determine whether we're doing the right thing or whether we're not. So if you just have some arbitrary goal, like we're going to get them more sales, the expectations of your client versus the expectations of you versus the expectations of your team will be completely different. So you might think you're doing the best job in the world, you got them 5 sales, but your client actually wanted 100. So if that's the case, your expectations are going to be misaligned. And if your expectations are misaligned, then the partnership will never work in the long term, because one person thinks they're winning, but the other thinks they're losing. So it's key to have that metric that you guys can look at together, evaluate whether you're making progress. And if you're not, that is when you can adjust. But you can only do this once you have a clear outcome. So that's all from this video. If you found it useful, I'd highly recommend liking it, subscribing. So I'll be more likely to make videos like this that will help you, book more meetings, sign more clients, and scale the agency. And if you want more information on what we do, you can just check the link in the description. So I'll talk to you in the next one.